If you're an entrepreneur in your 60s and 70s and you've been told that commercial real estate isn't an option anymore, then this video is for you. Because the people telling you that are absolutely wrong, and I'm going to prove it with math, the truth about SBA financing, and with the conversation that I'm having with my own parents right now. I'm Lexi Sims, commercial real estate advisor in Houston, Texas. Let's get into it. So, quick context for anyone new to the channel. My entire focus is helping business owners stop renting and start owning their commercial space. I'm an entrepreneur myself, and I grew up the only child of two entrepreneurs as well. My mom in the beauty industry and my dad as an attorney. They are 69 and 70, and they're both still actively working by choice because they absolutely love what they do. And the question I'm asking and answering for them right now are the same questions I want to answer for every business owner watching this who has the same question, who thinks that the door is closed. The door is absolutely not closed, and let me show you why. So the myth typically goes something like this. Commercial real estate is a long-term play. You need decades to make it work. So if you're in your 60s and you haven't already started, you've missed it. And that is both bad advice and bad math. Here's the actual truth about commercial real estate at 60, 65, and even 70. First, you don't need to hold a commercial property for 30 years for it to work. Most commercial real estate investments are actually evaluated on a 5 to 10-year hold. You can buy a building, hold it for 10 years, and see substantial equity and appreciation in that time. Second, the cash flow doesn't need 25 years to materialize. If you buy a building with positive cash flow on day one, that's income from year one, not year 25. Third, and this is the one most people don't realize, the SBA 504 loans have no age limit. There's no rule that says you have to be under 60 to qualify. The lender cares more about the property's economics and your business's financials than it does about your age, period. Let me give you 3 reasons commercial real estate is actually well suited to entrepreneurs in their 60s, not despite your age, but because of it. Reason number 1, established business cash flow. If you're 60 plus, you probably have 20, 30, even 40 years of business operating history. That makes you the strongest possible borrower in the lender's eyes. Your DSCR conversations are easier, your bank relationships are deeper, your business has proven over decades that it can carry an additional mortgage. Most 35-year-old entrepreneurs would kill for the financial profile you have. Reason number 2, capital base. Most entrepreneurs in their 60s have built up some retained earnings, some savings, some business equity. They actually have the down payment that younger entrepreneurs are still struggling to try to come up with. If 10% down on a $1 million property is $100,000, most established business owners have that available or can at least structure to access it. Younger entrepreneurs often don't. Reason number 3, estate planning. And this one matters a lot more than people realize. A commercial property owned by your business or in a trust passes to your kids, your spouse, or your business partners as an asset is part of how you transfer wealth when you end your career. If you sell the business in 10 years, the building doesn't have to be sold with it. It can be retained separately and continue to generate income for you, your spouse, or whoever you choose. This is a tool that most CRE agents don't even talk about because they're focused on the transaction and not the lifestyle. So let me show you what this actually looks like at 60. Let's take a 62-year-old business owner, say he's a CPA, been in business for 28 years and renting his office building for about $3,800 a month. He also has about $200,000 in available capital and strong business credit. He buys a small office building for $850,000 using an SBA 504 loan. So he puts down 10% at $85,000, plus with his closing costs, that puts him all in at about $105,000. His business takes up 60% of the building, and the other 40% he's able to rent it out, and that brings in about $2,200 a month in tenant income. His mortgage on that SBA loan is about $5,800 total a month, and the tenant covers $2,200, so the net cost to him is $3,600 a month. If we compare that to the $3,800 he was paying in rent, now he's saving $200 a month, and he actually owns the asset. Let's fast forward 10 years, and now he's 72. He may still be working like my parents, or he may be slowing down. Either way, the building has built about $130,000 in principal equity just from the mortgage. It's also appreciated, and historically, Houston commercial property appreciates about 3 to 4% annually, so the building is now worth anywhere between $1.1 to $1.25 million. So the total return on that 105 that he put in initially is now somewhere between 400 to 500,000 in 10 years. plus the building is still generating income. So now let's say that he sells the business at 72, but he keeps the building. And so it pays him for the rest of his life and goes to his kids or his spouse or to a trust. And that's commercial real estate at 60. I want to be honest about the trade-offs at 60 plus because they do exist. Trade-off number one is going to be the term length. Most SBA 504 loans amortize over 25 years. So if you start at 65, the building is fully paid off when you're 90. You may not see the loan to its end, and that's fine. Your estate sells the building or your beneficiaries take it over, but either way, that could change how you think about it. Trade-off number two is the personal guarantee. Most commercial loans require a personal guarantee. If you're 65 and you're personally guaranteeing a 25-year mortgage, that's a real consideration for your estate plan. You'd want to talk to your attorney and accountant about how the property and the guarantee are structured. Trade-off three is liquidity. Real estate is illiquid. If you suddenly need $200,000 in cash, you can't easily extract it from a commercial property. Make sure the down payment money is money you can afford to have tied up. Trade-off four is operating responsibility. Owning a building means managing it or paying someone else to manage it. At 60 plus, you want to be honest with yourself about whether you have the bandwidth for that. Property management costs typically run 4 to 8% of gross rent, so make sure to factor that in. And none of these are deal breakers, they're just considerations. The benefit of having someone like me in your corner is we walk through these trade-offs together. One more thing I want to address because this is where a lot of older entrepreneurs typically get stuck. Some people in your life, like your accountant, your attorney, maybe even your financial advisor, may push back on a commercial real estate purchase in your 60s. They'll say things like you should be reducing risk and not taking on more. And that's not always wrong, but it is often missing the point. A commercial real estate purchase you make at 60 isn't necessarily about you. It's about what you're building for your spouse, your kids, your business partners, your legacy. A building that generates $30,000 a year in net cash flow is a building that generates that same $30,000 a year for whoever inherits it. It's a wealth transfer vehicle. And the SBA 504 structure, fixed rate, long-term, low down payment is specifically advantageous for someone building towards an estate transfer because the cash flow stays predictable for decades. If your advisors aren't talking about this, that's not them being right, that's them not being trained in commercial real estate as a part of estate planning. So is it too late to buy commercial real estate at 60, 65, and at 70? No. The door is wider than you've been told. The math works, the financing exists, the estate planning angle is real. And the entrepreneurs who do this in their 60s often build more wealth in 10 years through commercial real estate than they did in the prior 30 years through their business. If you're an entrepreneur in your 60s and you've been thinking about this, let's have a 15-minute conversation. The link is in the description. There's no pressure, just clarity. I'm having this exact conversation with my own parents right now, and I want every entrepreneur watching this video to have the option I want for them. Next week, I'm doing something different. I'm pulling back the curtain on something most agents won't talk about. The 3 lies the commercial real estate industry tells business owners and the questions you should ask to protect yourself. You don't want to miss it. So make sure you subscribe and hit the bell. I'm Lexi Sims. I'll see you in the next video.